Well, hello there, people with the internet, and hello again. I am TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 4 of my Let's Play Doki Doki Blue... No. It's so cemented. Not Blue Skies. Encore. Doki Doki Encore. In the previous episodes, we had some more interactions with Sayori. And we essentially played... We played Mario Kart at my house. And watched TV, and we kissed for the first time, actual on the lips kiss. But we found a strange paper within Yuri's poems that we are using to make a preparation for the school newspaper. And it is a love confession from Yuri in poem form, given directly to me, which was absolutely beautiful and like powerful, vulnerable. Like it was heavy in a good way. It was awesome. But yeah, of course, I'm with Sayori now, so I can't accept that. She likes me. I'm assaulted with a barrage of emotions as I try to come to terms with the situation I've just found myself in. I have no idea how I should handle this. Not to mention Yuri probably knows I've read it by this point. Did she give this to me on purpose? There's no way she would have accidentally given this to me. What do I do? I put the poem back in the stack, put on my pajamas and lay on my bed. Do I tell Sayori? How will she feel about this? What am I going to do? Do I talk to Yuri about this tomorrow? Or do I let her come to me? Through the millions of scenarios that play out in my head, my mind eventually wears me down, and I drift into an uneasy sleep. Monika! Could you not? I find myself in a dark, empty clearing. What? As I look around the clearing, I see the world around me engulfed in fog and haze. I can barely see 2 feet in front of me. You wouldn't have been in this situation yet you just listened to me. It's that same voice I heard last night. Oh great, this again. Did you completely forget about what I told you last night? Oh no, I didn't forget. I completely ignored it. That's what I did. You're supposed to stay away from Sayori, not get closer to her. I didn't want to have to keep this up. I don't take enjoyment in your suffering. But you're leaving me no choice. Suddenly I see a silhouette approach me. Sayori? Is that you? Sayori comes into my view. Sayori can never love you back the same way you do. You both know that. Why waste every day building her up when she'll just tear herself down again? Whoa, no, why? I mean, that other picture was like from the original game is bad enough, but why do I have to watch the process of that happening? The next thing I know, a noose appears right around Sayori's neck. I see another silhouette. I see another silhouetted figure emerge from the fog right next to Sayori. Yeah, hi, Monika. Let's make this quick. The next thing I know, the noose tightens around Sayori's neck as she's suddenly hoisted into the air. As Sayori begins crying out for help and trying to free herself, the figure takes a step closer to me. Now listen carefully this time, Mark. Sayori is going to die. Don't feel bad. She was already meant to die. You meant to anyways. The more time you spend around her, the harder it'll be on everyone later. Keeping her alive is only prolonging her suffering. She's not meant for this world. Well, what says you? Her precious mind is filled with nothing but second guessing and self-deprecation. Oh, that doesn't. She knows she's worthless to you, but fucking, yeah. Well, it is true, but yeah, you are her depression right now. It is true even, but yeah, this is like Sayori's depression talking to me, you know? I mean, that's actually what's happening, because of course the only reason why Sayori is more depressed than usual is because Monika amplified it. But, you know, like if Sayori was depressed like naturally, like it wasn't caused by Monika, but Sayori was actually like depressed, like you know, if she was a real person, she was actually depressed. This is what I imagine if her depression could talk to me, what her depression would say to me, you know, like it would be a dark figure like that steps out from out of her, like leaves her body like, hi, I'm the one that you've been fighting and I'm pretty fucking annoyed by you. So please stop. And of course he's going to try to make me, or she, well in this case, but you know, Sayori's depression is going to make this guy, if Sayori's depression could like talk to me, it would also try to say like, oh, don't fucking bother. You know, like she knows she's worthless. But yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, this is what I would suspect how that would be. How that would go down. If someone's depression could like step out of the body and talk to you directly. Because, you know, the only thing that depression wants is this. That's the only thing that it wants. And, you know, like, any person or anything that prevents that from happening, of course, I would imagine that the depression would be annoyed by it. So, you know, like, if that was possible, that you could talk to an actual depression, like, not a depressed person, but the depression itself, I totally like would expect that to go down like that. Like, you're making this really difficult for all of us. Like, you know, in the end, she'll provide you with nothing. It's time for you to see that. Yeah, that's just not fucking true. Depression, aka Monika, back the fuck off. My eyes glance over to see Sayori continuing to struggle. Tears are streaking down her face as she tries desperately to free herself. She keeps gasping for air as her sobs become a little more than cries for help. I try to call out to Sayori, but nothing comes out of me. I try to run to help her, but I can't move my legs. I try to turn away to avoid looking on at Sayori suffering, but my eyes refuse to close and my neck refuses to turn. She's not worth saving, Mark. She's nothing. She is truly useless. And useless things need to be cast aside. The figure takes a few steps back, raising his hands and snapping his fingers. I hear a painful crack as Sayori's body slowly goes limp. The color suddenly drains from her face, making her skin a ghostly pale. Even her uniform is drained of its bright colors. Sayori's gazeless eyes look upon me as a final tear runs down her face. You can't stop this from happening, Mark. You need to let her go. Leave her behind. Forget about her. Worry about us. There is only us. Just... Ooh. That was... You were close to saying just Monika there, weren't you, Monika? You were close to saying it. I could feel it. I could feel it through the dialogue box. You were very close to saying just Monika. I suddenly wake up with the sudden urge to vomit. I quickly prop myself, trying to suppress it. Sorry, that's a very funny bit from a Dutch comedian. Though as soon as I do that, I feel my head quickly starting to ache. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking surrender to Monika. I don't know if it's the right choice or not, but I'm just not doing it. Fuck her. Fuck her. I feel my entire body covered in a coat of sweat as I move to clutch my forehead. What the hell is going on with me? Am I sick? This is the second time this has happened. After a few minutes, my head stops throbbing and I feel relatively normal again. My eyes wander to my alarm clock. Great, I don't have to be up for another hour. Well, I can try falling back asleep. But if I do, won't I just see the same thing? She's like Freddy Krueger. You don't even dare to fall asleep anymore. Because you just know that it's just like, oh, don't bother, because as soon as I fall asleep, you know what's happening. If this keeps happening, I'm probably going to need to see a psychiatrist. I don't feel like getting out of bed yet, so I spend the rest of my time staring at the ceiling. Well, you could grab your phone and get... I don't know how early it is, but maybe you could like talk to Yuri, because that's a bit important, or very important as well. Now the memories of my nightmares slowly creep back into my mind. About how I couldn't save Sayori, how I just watched her slowly choke to death. It was almost like what I saw 2 nights ago. And her corpse. I get nauseous just thinking about it. Thankfully, before I can think any longer about it, my alarm sounds off. Sounds off? My alarm sounds off. My alarm sounds go off? Or my alarm goes off? When you say my alarm sounds off, that just means like it sounds weird. You know, like if you say my alarm sounds off, that just means that your alarm sounds weird or something. Like something is not right. But I think you mean that your alarm goes off. But whatever, okay. I sigh to myself as I walk over to silence my alarm. Yeah, you see, yeah. And go about my daily morning routine of getting ready for school. After finishing up my morning routine, I head downstairs to my kitchen with Yuri's poem in hand. I must have read it over 100 times by now, hoping that this was some kind of sick joke. I sigh and let the paper flutter onto my dining room table. I'm not particularly hungry, so I opt to just make a fruit bowl. While grabbing the bowl, I send Sayori a text to let her know that I'm up and she doesn't need to come wake me up again. Surprisingly, she responds back rather quickly and tells me that she's already waiting outside for me. I reply back that I'll meet her as soon as I'm done with my breakfast. Well, if she's already outside, you might as well just say, hey, come in. I'm not finished with breakfast yet, so no point in you just standing outside for nothing. Like, why the hell would you just let her stand outside? You know, she's already ready to go, and I'm not. So, and she's like in front of my house, I guess. So why not just send a text like, hey, if you're already ready, just come in. I'm not done yet. I hastily assemble my fruit bowl and quickly begin eating it. Though I come to the realization that I'll probably be getting everybody else's poems today. I'm still uncertain if it's a good idea for me to talk to Yuri about what she gave me. What I'm even supposed to say to her. And I still don't even know how to put it to Sayori. There's no telling how she'll react. And if I tell anyone else, I feel like I'll just make the situation more... Yeah, don't tell it to anyone else. That's just going to be very weird, okay? Despite what Monika might say, definitely don't tell that to Monika either. And Natsuki probably won't be much of help either. Maybe no, you cannot ask Monika. It's very cute of you that you think that, but no. You should talk it through with either Yuri first or with Sayori first. One of the two. You should just fucking go. I'm guessing if you're like really uncertain of what to do, go to Sayori first. I mean, Sayori and I, we trust each other, right? So, you know, you can say like, hey Sayori, I got this poem from Yuri and it's straight up, it just looks like a love confession. So I'm a bit confused as to how to respond, how to tell it to Yuri. You could just say that. Just play open cards. Just say, hey, just tell me exactly what happens. I just got this poem from Yuri, and well, long and short of it, it's a motherfucking love confession, and I'm a bit scared because it's a bit my fault because I haven't told her that we're together yet, and like help. I just wanted to be clear about this. Just say that, but don't ask Monika. I sighed to myself as I popped the last piece of watermelon in my mouth. Put Yuri's poem in my backpack and head outside to meet Sayori. Mosquito. Piss off. Sayori's already standing by the adjacent sidewalk to my house. Yeah, why didn't you let her in? Hey Mark. She beams joyfully at me. Looks like you woke up on the right side of the bed today. Sayori manages a small laugh. Well, it's a Wednesday, which means there's only 2 more days till Friday. I forgot how much you love Fridays. Well, not as much as I love you. Ah, I got to admit that's pretty. I gotta admit that's pretty good, Sayori. Feel my face turn red with embarrassment. Sayori, yeah? I'm barely able to contain my grin as I figure out the best way to respond. Just come here. I take Sayori into my arms and squeeze her tightly. You little cinnamon bun. I suddenly feel a sharp pain in my forehead. Sayori immediately takes notice. Mark, what's wrong? It's nothing. The pain gets worse just as I say that. I end up having to step back from Sayori as I clutch my forehead tighter. Just give me a second. After a few moments, the pain subsides. Are you okay, Mark? It's just a headache. Don't worry about it. Was it really just a headache, though? You looked like you were in a lot of pain. Yeah, but it's gone now. No need to raise a fuss over it, right? I mean, I worry about you, Mark. I want you to be okay. Were you feeling like this yesterday? I don't want Sayori to be more worried about me, but I know that I can't hide anything from her for very long. I feel guilty about not opening up about my own hardships to Sayori when she's done so with me. But she could always get worked up when there's something wrong, like she is now. And maybe getting these weird dreams off my chest might ease my mind a little, or make them worse. Safe, but I would definitely tell Sayori. Yeah, clear air, like, you know, communication and shit. It's important. The past 2 nights, I've had these awful nightmares. I have no idea what's causing them. Do you want to talk about it? My words get caught in the back of my throat. An overwhelming feeling of dread washes over me. This feeling. Somehow this is worse than this morning. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Mark? Hearing Sayori's voice relieves the near crippling dread. Sayori, last night I watched you die. I couldn't do anything to save you. All I could do was watch. I know it was just a dream, but it felt too close to reality for some reason. It felt so real. The way you frantically clawed at the rope. Rope? Someone hung you right in front of me. It was hard to watch. It felt like I actually lost you. And the night before wasn't any better. How so? I opened this. I gently opened this door, and you were hanging there, right? And you were hanging there in your bedroom. Sayori nervously swallows. Well, I don't know why you'd be having dreams like that, Mark. I would never do something like that. I couldn't. I don't exactly feel reassured by the way she said that, especially since she said some rather concerning things to me lately. You're the reason I'm alive. Do I really deserve this? I don't want this relationship to be a one-way street. Lately I can't stop asking myself that question. I then think back to what that voice says. This is what ultimately should have happened. Keeping her alive is only prolonging her suffering. I know Sayori's problems are bad, but she wouldn't go that far, right? You okay, Sayori? Yeah. I'm fine. Is there something troubling you? Can we just go? Please? I'm surprised by Sayori's sudden change of heart, but nevertheless I choose to oblige. Yeah, let's just go. It was just a stupid dream anyways, right? Yeah. We begin to walk to school without another word. The walk to school was unbearably silent. I'm not used to it being this quiet, especially around Sayori. Lately we've been more than happy to talk about whatever was on our minds, but today's different. She hasn't even looked at me once since we started walking. Part of me regrets telling her about the last 2 nights. I knew she'd get all worked up and worried. Almost reminded me of my mother. Well, it wouldn't hurt to have someone look after me. I turned to Sayori, smiling warmly at her. However, she maintains her blank stare down the road ahead of us as we continue on our walk. I let out a small sigh. I guess she's just not in a talkative mood anymore. Well, she did sound rather disturbed by what I told her. Sayori's never been one to stomach horror very well. Not that I blame her. Hopefully she'll get over this soon. As our walk continues, it hits me that I have another problem brewing. Yuri's letter. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to handle that. As I was thinking earlier, telling Monika about the situation seems like my best— No, that's not your best course of action. Normally I'd tell Sayori, but I don't think she'd take it very well right now. I guess my only real option is to go to Monika before the club. Knowing Yuri will probably want to talk to me. I'm really not looking forward to today. Okay, hang on. If I load, I'm just curious, if I don't tell Sayori, can I choose to tell her about Yuri's letter then? I decide not to tell her. It's nothing. Don't worry about me. Ha, I'm fine. Frowns. Alright, I guess. Sayori doesn't seem convinced by my answer, but instead of pressing further, we start to walk to school. Invariably silent. She keeps giving me glances every now and then. As much as I appreciate her concern, she does need to learn when to focus on herself. That's her biggest flaw. Well, I guess that's what it means to be in a relationship. Still, maybe I should have told her about these dreams. No, I'm not really sure what she could do, if anything, to help me through this. It's not like we've gone through the same experience anyway. But it's still nice to know that she's there for me. I turned to Sayori, smiling warmly to her. However, she maintains a blank stare. Yeah, that's the same. Not in a talkative mood anymore. Whoa, what the hell? What the? She did sound rather similar to what I told her. No, I didn't tell her anything. What the hell? Okay, well, whatever. Maybe it's a bit weird because I loaded it or whatever, but... There we go. I'm not looking forward to today. What if someone else gives me another confession letter? Mark? Sayori takes me out of my train of thought. Yeah? You okay? You just stopped walking. Huh? Realizing that Sayori is more than a few steps ahead of me, I jog to catch up to her. Are you sure you're okay? You've been acting strange today. I'll be fine. I've gone through worse. Maybe you should stay home from school today. I wouldn't want you to get any worse. I'll be fine. Besides, I really need to talk to Monika. Monika? Why? It's something related to what we're doing for Monday. Okay. Hey, Sayori? Yeah? Don't worry about me. If I feel worse, I'll go to the nurse's office and you can take me home, okay? Okay. But if you feel sick, you text me right away, okay? You have my words. Emergency contact. Sayori blushes. You trust me that much, huh? I trust you so much, which is why I told you about those dreams, Sayori. Why wouldn't I? I mean, we've been looking after each other for years. It just feels like it'd be natural to do, you know? Yeah, it does. I like it. I feel my own face start to heat up. Come on, Mark, or we're really going to be late. Sayori quickens her pace to the point where she's almost jogging. Oh, come on, it's only... Shoot! Hey, wait for me! I jog after Sayori. We were able to make it to school just in time for the morning bell. I won't be able to walk with Sayori to her class like usual, thanks to the time. So I'll see you after your class, Mark. Alright, sounds good to me. Sayori glances around the corridor to make sure we're alone. Just please let me know if you feel worse or anything, okay? I will, Sayori, don't worry. I'm more worried about you. Me? Why? Earlier you looked like you just saw a ghost. I just hope it didn't scare you with any of the details. It's nothing. It's not that, Mark, really. I'm just more worried about you. I'll be fine. I shoot Sayori a reassuring smile. Promise? I promise. I'll see you later. Okay. Come here. Sayori walks up to me and gives me a brief hug before walking off towards her classroom. I'll see you later, Mark. Laters! Sayori walks off towards her classroom, while I head off in the opposite direction towards mine. I walk into class just in time before the teacher starts the lesson. I take my usual spot towards the back of the room and slump down in my chair, preparing for another day of relative boredom. I normally think about dozing off, but there's enough on my mind to keep me awake, and most importantly, looking interested in whatever the teacher is going on about. About these dreams, about what they mean, and Yuri's letter. Not to mention I now have Sayori worried sick about me. I don't even know if I did the right thing by telling her. In any case, my most pressing concern is how to deal with Yuri's confession letter. I think Monika and I share the same lunch period, so I could probably pull her aside then. Hopefully she'll be willing to talk to me. I sigh to myself as I continue to listen to the teacher drone on.